Hey friends, welcome to Flite Test. I'm Josh.
And I'm David.
If you guys have been following along with our Hovercraft build, you know last week we were able to really put shape to our Hovercraft. So this week we have a lot of work to do. We're going to be putting our seats in.
And some motor mounts.
And we have a lot of bracing to do in the meantime. Let's get to it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is incredible!
What are you guys doing?
What do you think? I didn't think it was going to fit us this fall. I mean, you got the two biggest dudes in
Yeah,
Flite
no,
Test,
you look good.
and it fits.
Almost as if it was made to fit you.
It's a true one-to-one.
It is.
Yeah, and I'm not Princess Leia. She was a lot tinier, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And Luke was a lot tinier too. He was a weird skinny.
Is that Chewbacca?
Ammo belt to put around.
We were talking with the small seat put in here, like how much more leg room it actually gives than when we were just sitting flat with our legs straight out. Like
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Moves us at least 6 inches.
Dude, that's fantabulous.
Can you guys grab the prop while we're sitting?
Yeah, sure, dude.
So we want to be on the safe side to make sure, and even if we don't need all the thrust, you know, originally you're gonna have two big dudes right here, a little bit on the aft side. You're gonna have a whole lot of thrust on the front side. Now the cool thing with the way they do hovercrafts is they kind of divert all the air pressure to even it out. But I don't know if our bag's gonna do that. So what Dave came up with is the idea of having a motor in the front, motor in the back. Just behind us, basically there'll be louvers sucking air in right here. And then there'll be louvers on the side that'll be giving this air. We'll be in the middle of that, which means it's kind of a balanced system. And the end goal is to be able to take this over snow, over grass, over water.
Maybe we'll take it out on a lake at some point.
Wouldn't that be amazing, just to be cruising out there? And the neat thing typically with hovercrafts is they're buoyant. So, you know, even if they lose it, they just kind of float.
All right, so I got props. So one's gonna go behind you.
Yeah. So one, I'll put down where I think it's the.
Not a lot of room. And then there's one in front.
One in front.
Yeah.
Turn it the other way.
Yeah. This way.
Yep.
That's
And
about.
then slide it forward a little more. More.
That's pretty balanced, man.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be a combination of foam and plywood and stuff between our feet and also on our back, so we're protected.
Yeah.
But that also balances us out really, really nice.
Yeah, if this thing works out good, it's gonna end up being fully loaded. I want to put like GPS in it and a stereo
And a couple. I want a couple.
But they have to flop out.
It's legitimately comfortable.
Yeah,
like
it's the right height. Like.
What do you think, Mike?
Great thing to walk into.
Right. They fit perfect.
yeah.
I think Max used to ride me.
Yeah. Chewbacca.
Yep.
That's a great guy. Yeah, you guys did a great job on this. I'm loving this. I'm loving it.
Hey, this is looking awesome.
It is, and right now we are setting up some jigs to be able to cut this front louver section out, and everything's going real smooth so far. So our friends over at Hotwire Foam Factory, they have a lot of really useful tools. If you use your imagination, you can come up with some really cool stuff and cool ways of doing things with their tools.
Yeah, really everything we're doing could be done with a bow. It would just be cut in smaller pieces. It can take longer.
Ready? That looks pretty darn nice.
Oh my gosh, man. Great work. And that's our groove where this is like not
Yeah, that's the notch. So I'm just gonna put some putty in there when we get ready to finish it. Yeah, that's beautiful.
So while Dave is working on the sculpting of the outside of the hovercraft, I'm working on the main interior here. And one thing I'm doing right now is I'm kind of studying the Star Wars land speeder and just seeing how the interior looks. There's a lot of different versions. Now the internet can be a really awesome tool to do research, to find information like what I'm doing right now, but it also can be incredibly destructive and also invasive on your privacy. And to address all that invasion of privacy and all that information that's out on the internet, and that's where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. I did a simple Google search of my name, and it was incredible the amount of information that came up about me. Not only personal information, but information, frankly, that's just not correct. We don't want that information to be able to get into other people's hands, to be able to have people spamming you, calling you, Aura wraps up a whole bunch of different privacy services into one. One thing that they do is they identify identity brokers, and on your behalf, they'll submit opt-out plans for you. They'll even opt you out of junk mail and telemarketing lists. Aura's app also features VPN, real-time credit and identity theft, password management, and also protects your devices from malware while it gives you parental controls. So let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online, and when you go to aura.com/flight test, you will get a free 2-week trial. Now, during that 2-week trial, you will be amazed at how much personal information Aura is going to show that the internet currently has on you. So again, to get started with not only protecting your internet, protecting your personal information, protecting your passwords, and having the benefits of a VPN, go to aura.com/flight test. So huge thanks to Aura for partnering with us, and also, I got all these pieces drawn up. I'm ready to go to the Hotwire machine and start cutting them out.
All right, so what I'm doing here is I use the hot knife to cut out the bulk of this, and then there's just a couple ribs and stuff. A good tool to use for smoothing out foam is a wire brush on a drill. Or you can just use a hand wire brush and just slowly carve away the foam. And then once you get it down kind of in place, you just take some sandpaper and smooth it out the rest of the way. All right, so normally when we're doing this stuff, we use the Hotwire foam cutter, the CNC machine. And just to prove to you guys, you don't have to go expensive and big. You can buy just one of these cheap foam cutters, and I just made a jig, and I'm cutting in the plywood set down for our base or whatever. So I just cut a piece of plywood, put some holes in it, bolted it onto this cutter, and now I'm just gonna cut right along this mark.
Happening.
All right, Josh, you just came back from manufacturing the
Yeah.
Hotwire machine?
Yes, I've been working, you've been gluing this together. By the way, man, it looks incredible.
Thank you.
I've been working on the interior, getting the seats and the center console, and so much builds off of that area. So we'll see if we can get it right here. There's our wedge, and then there'll be a piece of plywood that'll go in between there, right?
You know, it always seems like the end of the day is when we have all the big breakthroughs, when all the magic happens.
That is really true. This piece down.
Including the nacelles and everything. Isn't even a full 8x4x4.
4x4x8 block. Yeah, we're really learning a lot. All right, I feel like you should do this. I feel bad.
You got it.
So this is the center console. You ready for the fit?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Isn't that crazy? And then one last piece. Hopefully. Oh, son of a gun.
Just a hair too long.
It's a hair too long. But that's...
That looks great. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, man. And this looks incredible. It's really coming together.
Yes, it is. I'm currently filling in some spots that I kind of messed up when I was doing the hot wire cutting. We found that lightweight shrink-free spackle seems to do a pretty good job on filling in the holes. It dries really good and it sands easy. So unfortunately in all these curved areas, I can't really get my putty knife in there, so I'm having to finger paint it on.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so basically I just cut out a pattern of the radius and put it down there, and then I use that heated blade that I could bow to the right shape. And
Yeah.
just went around.
You just bent it to where it needed to go.
Yeah, a little bit of sanding and
Did the back end too?
yeah,
Wow. It is really taking shape.
it is.
Man, oh man.
I'm gonna get ready to sand some of this down and
Cool.
get it smoothed out, and I'm gonna move on to the other side and do the same.
Awesome. I don't know, you saw my seat yesterday?
Yeah, that is so cool.
I think we need to lower it down a little bit more. So I'm gonna work on that, and then once we get the seats where we want it and we're both happy, I'll start framing up the center console and then the dash, because we gotta make sure we can climb in it.
This is awesome. It's kind of like building your own car.
It really is. It is. On a budget.
There isn't really a lot to go off of as far as like the interior and stuff of the speeder goes.
Yeah.
So we get to use our imaginations a little bit.
Yeah, there's a beauty in interpretation, because honestly, like, it keeps the energy going. You're not taking a measurement from a standard drawing. You take something that has like an image, and then you're like, okay, well, this is like Star Wars and the 80s smashed together, so let's take both those vibes and put it together.
Because I think in the movies they only showed this thing maybe 4 or 5 scenes.
Yeah, but everyone knows it.
Much, yeah.
Yeah. Was this wasn't the one in Solo too, was it?
I'm not 100% sure. We might have to do some research and find out on that. Because maybe it is.
It's framing up good. I have a feeling at the end of the day, when it comes time to climb in this, it's gonna be like climbing in an airplane.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so cool.
All right, well, I got cutting to do, you got cutting to do.
All right. All right, so I just got this set up, and basically what we're doing is we're gonna cut some channels on the inside of the hovercraft here, and we're gonna put some wooden dowels, or basically 2x2s, in to stiffen everything up and make sure that the plywood has something to screw down to that goes on the top and bottom. So Mike's drawing the lines for me to cut on, and we're gonna get going here and see what happens.
It's hard, you touch like an important thing, but it's like hard to get it in a very nice, attractive angle.
It's hard to get me in a nice, attractive angle. What are you talking about?
Also, it's really probably confusing when I'm holding a large sheet of wood against this.
Well, I mean, it all, from my perspective, it looks fantastic. It's just, it looks, those boards fused in there look so nice.
Yeah, they're sticking out just a hair, but I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna add a lot of strength.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, together.
Especially when we get that top sheet on. That'd be crazy.
Doesn't have a lot to grab onto. Actually, good. Yep.
What do you think the total weight is?
Right there, I'd say probably 100 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
You got that fast.
Yeah. And we still have another layer of plywood to put on the top and all of our foam bits inside. But I don't think we have any problems. We've got a lot of power from those Zork props and motors.
Yeah.
We should be good.
And we're gonna be riding this. We want it to be strong.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're gonna stick these cowling pieces in here so we can mark them out on the plywood. Basically just draw a circle, and then we're gonna take the plywood back out, cut it out, and then we're gonna glue and screw the plywood in this time permanently. I love that thing.
Yeah.
Oh. So all we have to do is kind of lift it up a little bit, put some construction adhesive on, set it back down, put the screws in it, and then we're on to our next step, which I'm not too sure what it is yet, but we'll figure it out. What you doing in there, Mike?
Checking for goopage.
So we basically got our bottom glued on. It's flipped upside down right now. And we had the construction adhesive it on. And I just wanted to make sure nothing kind of gooped off on the inside that's going to mess us up for our interior stuff. So Mike decided to be a pal and climb in there and make sure we're good.
That's all we got.
All right, Josh, we got a lot done this week.
This is probably the most productive week we've had in a long time, man. This is so comfortable to sit in.
Yeah, and it was easy to do, and it just worked out great.
Yep. Now we are far from done here. What are we doing next?
We're getting ready to put lift motors in it and get those fired up for the first time. Zor hooked us up with some really nice motors and props.
Yep.
I can't wait to try them out.
Yep. Obviously, you got to see we got to put a top on here. We need to put steering. This is not going to be radio controlled. This is going to be true steering wheel, throttles, buttons, everything.
Yeah. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for the next one.
See you next time.